The entire cryptocurrency market is crashing right now, and as you can see from the chart in front of me, some of the largest altcoins inside of cryptocurrency have fallen by nearly 90% this week alone. Now, certain coins are being affected more than others, and today I want to talk about the specific coins that are going to be affected the most from this issue, because at the end of the day, this is a multi-billion-dollar issue that crypto has not seen in a really long time. In fact, the last time that we saw something like this, at least on this scale, was probably back in spring of this year when the whole Celsius and Terra Luna and UST situation happened. So this is a very serious situation, and today I want to explain the real reason why the crypto market is crashing. Yet, despite this multi-billion-dollar problem, there's still a lot of really positive news coming into crypto. Like most recently, there was just a $70 million round that was raised. And we're going to talk about this in TRM in just a moment. But $70 million coming in this morning, despite everything that's happening in crypto. And they have a lot of really bullish information that they talk as to why they were raising this now, as opposed to maybe a year from now when the crypto market is better, or a year ago when the crypto market was still very healthy. Again, we'll talk into this, but big tech seems to be very excited about crypto, and they are not concerned with some of the hiring issues. Unlike if you look at Meta, they're seeing big tech layoffs. But again, more in that in just a second. Now, to understand this problem at its core and how it all started, we need to know that there's two sides to this coin. And on side number one, we have Sam Bankman-Fried, who's one of the leaders and founders of FTX and Alameda Research. And on side number two, we have CZ, who's one of the founders and leaders of Binance. Now, both of these are absolute behemoths in the world of crypto, and the odds are you've probably heard of one of, if not both of these players already. And we'll kind of skip the drama, but essentially there was a lot of drama and beef around CZ and Sam Bankman-Fried, and there's a lot of rumors and FUD that came out about what was happening with Sam Bankman-Fried and specifically the FTX exchange. There's a lot of questions of, do they really have the liquidity? Are their balance sheets actually accurate? Were they self-inflating their numbers? And some other rumors about Sam Bankman-Fried not being the nicest to CZ. Now, as this drama escalated and as these rumors got out, people began to get really scared. And with this FUD and with this scarcity, people began to create a bank run on FTX. So massive amounts of money were leaving FTX. In fact, it was over $7 billion. And if you think about it, that is an extremely large amount of money. And so what happened was FTX was no longer able to process withdrawals, so they had to halt withdrawals. And when anyone halts withdrawals, it creates even more FUD and more insecurity in the space. And so what happened is yesterday, Binance came in and said that they are willing to buy the rival FTX, which is absolutely insane. Because I think a couple of months ago, people would have argued that maybe FTX was going to be the one to acquire Binance, but now Binance is the one acquiring FTX. And this is an article that kind of goes in depth on it. Now, this is not absolutely sold in pen and paper yet, but it looks like it's going to happen, and Binance is going to be the one to essentially buy out FTX and get them out of this liquidity crunch that they're having. Now, with this happening, the FTT token, one of the largest tokens inside of crypto, definitely like a top 50 token, dropped by nearly 90% this week alone, which is mad. And so when we were looking at this chart, the chart that I had on my screen at the beginning of this video, this is a nasty chart. And again, the big reason why this is happening is because people can't get their funds off of FTX. Now, something to note here is that FTX US, Binance US, Binance, and FTX are all four separate entities. The US versions are not the same as the traditional version. So FTX and FTX US are two completely separate legal entities, meaning that FTX US is not affected in any way by the FTT scenario, or by the FTX overall scenario. Now, it can definitely create a little bit of uncertainty, so I'm assuming that FTX US is going to have a bank run as well, or at least people getting scared and wanting to get off, and it makes sense. But if we look at how much the FTT token fell, it's down by 89.36% in the last 5 days alone. Now, since then, it's rebounded, and now it's only down maybe 84%, but the moral of the story is that a lot of tokens are being affected. And the big problem here is that other things are being scared. And if we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is tanking through every form of support that it's had. It just hit a new yearly low. And with all this happening, there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt across all of cryptocurrency, because so many people viewed FTX as like a golden crypto platform that was always so prideful about security and taking careful steps. And next thing you know, they're illiquid essentially. So with crypto essentially on the brink of breaking supports across the board, Bitcoin is now into the 16,000 range. And when we look at Ethereum, one of the unique things is that Ethereum actually just rejected the 200-day moving average very, very sharply, which is something that we have not seen since, I think it was March or April of this year, a while back. So big rejection for most big cryptocurrencies. And again, a lot of the altcoins are getting hit hard right now. But it's not just crypto, because even Meta is joining big tech in a series of layoffs. And so Meta, previously known as Facebook, is now letting go of around 11,000 employees, which is massive. And this represents approximately 13% of their workforce. Yet despite all of this happening in big tech and in crypto and all of this fear and all of this uncertainty and doubt, what we can see is that there's still a lot of bullishness happening in crypto. And this is one of the beautiful things, is that no matter what happens to price, there is so much institutional growth. And I think I'm going to make a separate video on this. But what I was looking at is, if we were looking at big tech in a survey by Fidelity, the traditional adoption of cryptocurrency, especially on Ethereum, is grown in the last year. So from last summer to this summer, it has grown by over 6%, which is incredible considering the bear market that we've had and all the layoffs that we've had. Big tech is increasingly more interested in crypto. And so what we can see here is that the blockchain intelligence firm TRM Labs has just raised $70 million and expanded their Series B round. This brings their overall evaluation to around $130 million raised so far. And what they do is they focus on security. So it says that CRM claims to provide blockchain intelligence services for law enforcement agencies, regulatory bodies, tax authorities, and financial intelligence units worldwide by supporting investigations and analysis of crypto-related fraud and crypto crime. Now, I don't know about all of you, but this is something that I see as a good thing in crypto as opposed to a bad one. We all want less hacks, we want less fraud, we want less scams at the end of the day. And in this bear market, we are setting the foundations for the next generation of projects and protection. And this is just another example. In fact, one of the most convincing quotes from this was that the CEO of TRM said, "Demand has never been stronger for solutions that help protect crypto users, impede illicit actors, and support blockchain-based innovation," which is so true. And so despite the market being bad, we have the CEO of these $100 million companies saying demand has never been stronger for certain aspects of crypto. And ultimately, I agree with him. And I think that the space is going to survive. It's just a matter of time to getting out of this bear market. Everything is getting hit hard. And if we go and even if we look at something like NASDAQ right now, NASDAQ's having a red day. NASDAQ is really close to its yearly low. In fact, if we want to measure this out, NASDAQ's only 4% away from its yearly low. And crypto has avoided its yearly low for nearly 6 months. If we go back to where Bitcoin was sitting at, crypto had not hit a yearly low let's go ahead and measure this out, since all the way back in June. So all of June, July, August, September, and October, we finally got around to November and we just now hit a new low. Where if we were to look at the stock market, it had been consistently hitting new lows the entire time since June. It hit a local bottom in June, and then it has pretty much since then just been on a continued downtrend. So now that the crypto market and the stock market have kind of caught up to each other, both of them are now at new yearly lows. There is definitely a little bit of scary ideas that are floating around, but rest assured, we can see that there is still a lot of growth happening behind the scenes. So hopefully this clarified what is happening in the background and why all of this is kind of getting freaked out. The good news is that Binance looks like it's going to be taking over FTX. The bad news is that there's a big bank run on FTX, which is one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world. And at the end of the day, that creates a sense of insecurity. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much going to round us up here. But let me know, do you guys think that FTX is going to be in better hands now that CZ and Binance have their hands on it? Or do you think it was better ran by Sam Bankman-Fried? I guess we'll tell with time. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see all of you in next week's video.